Girls and guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. So, I get to work on what I like to call an old love, an old fling of mine. Car that well, not this particular car, but the model of car I spent far too much money on in my younger years. And unfortunately, I'm plagued with working on not one, but I have two. Yes, the Fiat Coupe 20 valve turbo. This is actually a plus model, which is really nice. It's owned by Chris, aka Mr. C from the Fiat Coupe forum, if you ever went on there. And then we've also got James's one next to it, and then some German stuff down there. So both of them in for, well, this one's in for non-run. That one's got a whole list of things which we'll do videos on later. So we're on this one first because this one arrived first. This one we believe is a cam phase sensor fault, which is annoying because it had one not too long ago. Like all good videos, first things first, we need to push the damn thing into the workshop. And for anyone that's unfamiliar with Fiat Coupes, these things weigh a whole lot. So we're gonna get some manpower and push it inside. So, into the workshop. They are heavy, but it's in. Now, battery's flat, that's fine. We're gonna get that on charge. Open the bonnet, rip the battery out, put it on charge, and then just do some final diagnostics, remove the belt cover and have a little look at what's going on. Because like I said, we believe it's cam phase. It does have the OG barnacle widget in, which did come up cam phase sensor. They are brilliant. I actually used to hang around Barnacle back in the day. He's a brilliant guy, absolute wizard with electronics. And somewhat of a legend for the Fiat Coupe. So, once I get the feeling back in my legs after pushing that in, gonna start work. Okay, the battery is out on charge over in the corner. I do love these cars. Believe it or not, this charge pipe, we actually used to make them. That is actually one of our old supplied parts. Back in the day when I used to actually love Fiat Coupes. I still love them, just don't love working on them anymore. So we will be mainly working in this area. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But that is a tomorrow's job, because now it's time to go home. All right, it's a new day. So, battery's fully charged. The interior is very nice. So this is what it does. Cranky, but no starty. I'm an idiot. The widget wasn't working because it wasn't plugged in. I'd previously disconnected it. So now I've connected up my 3-pin adapter lead to my snap-off machine, and we are going to do some diagnostics on this bad boy. VReg 99 2000. I don't know actually. I need to check. Hold on. Right, so it's all plugged in. Ignition's on, and it is actually a 2000. I forgot, which is really bad, that VReg is 2000. I thought it was X, or it could be X and V. Anyway, we've got a P008 phase circuit, which is highly annoying. Let's just see if it will clear. It might clear, but will it come straight back? Okay, so that is cleared. We know that we don't have that fault there. Let's go and push the button. See what we do. No bueno. It just goes to show, even if you do clear the faults, it's not a fix. That's for all them mechanics are like, just clear it, it'll be fine. Nah, it's not fine. I know, but then go back in and read the fault to make sure that the fault that we have is exactly the fault we need to deal with. And we have it again, sensor circuit. So I'm just gonna do some live, some live data on the car just to see if it's getting a signal. We are gonna check the wiring. The plug is a blue plug down here. So there it is there, that blue plug. So we are gonna do some testing and stuff like that, because I'm not just gonna go ahead and start stripping the cam belt just in case it's a bad connection or anything like that. So engine allowed startup, yes. Key programs, yes. Let's have a little scan through here. Right, okay. Doesn't tell me anything about the phase sensor, which is annoying. Right, let's check the plug. So while we're sorting out the 20 valve turbo plus, we've also got James's 20 valve turbo in for a few other little bits as well, which we're going to look at. We have just finished doing the 458, and we also have an immaculately clean E46 convertible in carbon black, which is in for a few little bits as well. So while we're doing the 20 valve turbo plus, we're doing James's 20 valve turbo. We've finished the 458. I mean, we've got some some nice cars at the moment. Sometimes I love my job. Anyway, I'm gonna do some diagnostics on this while we're waiting for a cam belt on the Blue Plus. Yes, you did hear me right. We are waiting for a cam belt kit because no motor factors supply them anymore. You have to order them online. So we've actually got one from Shop for Parts. We've also got the cam variator, no, the cam phase sensor that's already arrived. So we are now full steam ahead. Should have the cam belt kit here by tomorrow. Fingers crossed. All right, so we're back on the Fiat Coupe. So we're going to get the aux belt guard off. These guards are indeed a lifesaver for these cars because when the belt, well, if the auxiliary belt snaps, it gets in behind the pulley, locks the crank, engine kaputski. I've actually seen this happen and it happened to me, but luckily I saved it before it got too bad. So we need to get the auxiliary belt off to get the guard off. Now, luckily it's got a replacement oil cooler, so we're going to undo two 10 mils at the top here, and then we're going to undo the two 13s and move the tension around to get this belt off. And I believe that's the only belt we need to get off because all the other auxiliary belts all run up there nicely. And then we can get the guard off. I've already removed the 13 here, by the way, so that's gone. And then we'll just slide that guard out and we can get to actually removing the timing belt cover and we will get a cam belt done. What I am going to do is at some point undo the engine mount bolt and just bring the engine up a little bit so I can get to some of the timing belt covers. Might have to shuffle the engine to the side, who knows. So let's get some 10 mils. But you know what? I need a coffee. Okay, oil cooler is down, the auxiliary belt is off, the two 13s have been undone, and then if you look, you just see the adjuster swinging around. Yeah, just there it is. So that's all ready to be adjusted. Now, I'm going to undo this because that is a little bit annoying to undo. It'd just be easier if I've got the crank pulley off. Do not undo the middle bolt. That is a big no-no. Right, covers out. I've removed this pulley here. Now, there is one more bolt up there and there's another bolt for the timing cover, but that is nearly off. I've also undone this engine mount bolt here because I need to move the engine up to get to one bolt. I probably will have to remove that bolt at some point because I now need to lower it down because the other bolt is there. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so it's a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas at this moment in time, but the coffee was good. Okay, so we're at the good point here. Now, the lower bolt there, that one, that was a pain in my backside. Not gonna lie, I didn't enjoy the situation, but it is what it is. You'll notice that this belt is actually quite new because it is only a couple of years old. But there is the cam phase sensor. That is the thing that has caused us this situation. So the wiring goes around the back, around there. We'll get there in a minute. So now what we can do is get the timing tools out, get it locked up, get it set to TDC, and well, basically start getting the cam belt off. There really isn't a lot of room here, and I'm not here for it. I don't quite like this. This has been quite annoying, but it is what it is. So there's the timing tensioner. You can see the little pin is just over the dot, which is where we want it. I always set them a little bit tight as well. Right, onto the timing tool bit. So we were in the middle of doing this, but I've slightly been distracted because the guys next door, yes, my neighbours are better than your neighbours, they are Pioneer LED. They make LED screens. And what they've decided to do is makes a little matrix board, just to let me know that I'm working too long. But this thing is so cool. So all LED, date, time, let me know what's going on. But yeah, so LED doesn't come up too good on phones, but when I tell you this thing is so bright, you can generally see the reflectiveness on my shiny ass forehead. But yeah, well happy. Today is a good day, and I didn't even know that was coming as well. So I get to fix a Fiat Coupe, and I get a screen that is cool, and we can program it to say whatever we want. Now, those of you that know me personally, you know that I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. I might just every now and then have a little random message pop up. We shall see. Something is not right here. You'll notice that only the inlet is locked and the exhaust is not. Reason being is I can't find my exhaust camshaft locking tool. There was the wrong one in the box. So now I've got to root through it. Doesn't always go to plan. I like to show you the times that it doesn't go to plan because that's just annoying. Could have been on the home stretch. But no, now I'm looking for a bloody locking tool. This has not been fun. So we're on TDC cylinder 1. We've got our cam locks in, okay? Yes, that one looks like it's a smidgy whispery out, but you know, it's within the lock. It's barely nothing. Now, this is what's thrown me off, because I've done this about 3 times, and I questioned myself, and then I got into a state of, am I doing this right? Had to double check, had to triple check my work. The reality is, yes, I'm fine. Now, we see this mark is all the way back here, which is, anyone marking it would normally mark it on that one there. So that's, I was like, well, are we 2 teeth out? No, but our cam locks are fine, so ignore that. This one here is also, I'd say 2 teeth out from being where it needs to be, but is that wrong? No, because the cam lock's in fine. Bosh. So I'm like, right, well, someone's done it with Tipex at some point. Tension on the belt's good, and it was running fine. Now, we go down to the crank, and we remove the socket. You can see that mark there on the yellow to the yellow. Looks like it's about 2 teeth out. Questionable. But that dot there seems to be in the right place. Now, it could just be that someone did it, because I have spun it round, and when that crank mark lines up, they are plumb city straight. But obviously, we're using the timing marks. These could be very old marks. They could be very old marks. So, we have triple checked, quadruple checked. We have also got the correct timing tools on. Cylinder 3 inlet, exhaust cylinder 2. Had to look because I'm stupid. Now we're happy with everything. I'm going to just put the cam dolly in, loosen off, slacken off the exhaust pulley because we need to get to the phase sensor. Going to drop the belt. I'm going to mark the crank. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to mark the crank because I need that crank marked. So I know that I'm all in good speed. I am also just going to mark up the pulleys and just make my little grooves here and there, little marks, just so I know whatever I do, no matter what happens, it goes back the way that it come apart, because that is mission critical. I've always said, and I don't normally say this out loud, as long as it goes back exactly the way that you took it apart, mark for mark, notch to notch, whatever you want to do. If you're Tipex king, you Tipex it. As long as it's exactly where you left it, it should be fine. He says after he's triple checked his work 3 times because he was panicking about the marks, but can't hurt to be sure. So let's continue with this. I've got the 650 behind me that we're doing as well. That's a power steering leak, but anyway, that'll be another video. On to stripping, marking and then stripping. See, what I've done there is I've made my own mark on the crank, and I've also made one at the top there, because when you're turning the engine round and you're making sure everything's all good, if you just look straight down there, you'll see a hell of a lot of reflection and glare, but I can see my purple mark. It's just a visual aid for me to do it here. I'm also going to just make some marks on the back of the pulley to here and here and here, just so when I put them back, they go back in the correct place. Got to slacken these off, got to slacken that off, and there's the little didgeridoo. Welcome to Mission Overkill. So I've just marked that up with that, so I'm going to go and do that. Then on the back here, we've got one mark there, which goes to that mark there, and then we'll put a mark here, that goes to the mark there, and then over there, we've got camshaft mark there to there, that looks off, and that one to that one, but it looks better when it's in line over the top there. So I have crank marked twice, cams marked twice, camshafts marked twice, cam locks. Could not go more overkill if I tried, but prepare for success. Don't know where I was going with that, sorry, stupid. Right, belt is off, tension is off. What we've done, we're about to use Mr. You're coming off no matter what. I've loosened these, freewheeling that bad boy. That does help when you're putting the belt on, because it also takes a lot of slack. So these are just loose at the moment. I want to get this bad boy off next. So we're getting the reinforced dolly because I brought a cheap Chinesium and it broke, so I welded it. Now, I can't remember what size that is. I think we're looking at 18 or 19. 1 second. The answer was 18. It's got a little... It's on a Woodruff, so don't need to worry too much about its original positioning, but that is why I made my mark at the back as well. Just noticed something there. I'll whip this bad boy out and whip it out. Never ending bolt. All of the bolt is there, which is good. Hello, Mr. Exhaust Cam Pulley. Nice to meet you. What I have noticed is there's a little mark there. It's annoying. But yeah, behold, the cam phase sensor. You awkward little thing. Oh, there's some wear there as well, where my finger is. So what's happened here? Oh, that'll do it. Okay, so we need to re-support that. Maybe get some washers in there and keep that pinned in, because I believe that it's not going to do anything, but it has rubbed against the pulley. Is there any damage to the pulley? No. Hold on. That don't look good. You see that there, that shiny bit? Or is that the pickup? No, there's a pickup. Well, I'm just going to check that out a little bit closer. Well, work has stopped on the 20 valve turbo because the more I've inspected, the more it is very clear to see that this pulley here, there is damage to it. And that damage has effectively, let me flip it around. You can see there, them two shiny witness marks there. That is due to wear or damage of some sort. We're not sure what's caused it. I have no clue what's caused it, but something got in, and if you look at it, you can see that where my finger is here, the metal's distorted ever so slightly. Now, I am not brave enough to try and straighten it out. What I am going to do is just replace the pulley. So I mentioned Joe from FCSS a minute ago. I am currently hounding that man because I need a pulley, and he has a very wide range of spare parts for the Fiat Coupe 20 valve turbo. And he also makes a lot of new stuff as well. He actually is one of the reasons why these cars are still on the road. That man, we all love him. Every Fiat Coupe owner has had interaction with Joe, and we all love that man. So, Joe, send me a pulley. So, we are back on the 20 valve turbo plus. Right, good news is we have exhaust pulley. Not that one, that's the old one. So we're going to get back to it. I've actually put the bolt for the engine mount back in because it was sitting for a while. So now we're going to change the phase sensor now, get that in, and then start swapping the pulleys and stuff like that. It's getting late, it's quite dark. So yeah, let's get moving and grooving. Really got to stay on this job. So, new phase sensors fitted, tapped in around and plugged in at the back. There with the blue plug. A little bit fiddly, not a problem at all. I've since removed the lower engine mount bolt again, and I've got it down because I want access to the tensioner and the idler. It is just easier just to lower it down because I can nearly just get it. I am working blind, but I will be able to get it there. And not only that, it's going to be a good place to tension it from once I put the belt and everything on. So I'm going to go up and down with the engine a few times. As you can see, there's just not a lot of room to work. Just whizzing that bolt off by hand. Need a spanner. So, engine's gone down quite a bit. We'll replace the tension idler from the new kit. Make sure everything's all good. It's made in Romania. I think, no, made a mess. Yeah, who makes the SKF? So it's a complete SKF kit, which is nice. It's not made by other things. Normally, we like to use an INA belt, but we can't get one for this, which is annoying. So SKF it is. Nothing wrong with them. It was an SKF belt that come off, which is on the floor there. I don't know why, for some reason in my head, I thought I could do this without having to remove the other engine mount. I'm wrong. You have to undo the other side engine mount, so the gearbox side engine mount here. You need 2 jacks, which I've got set up, because the engine needs to come across. I genuinely misled a little bit there. I don't know what I was thinking. It's like I said, it's been a while since I've done one. I honestly can't remember undoing the other engine mount to do it. But, you know, these things happen. We forget, we remember. Because I was trying to get the tensioner and idler out, and I just bloody can't. But it is going to be a lot easier in the next few minutes. I'm going to undo the 17 or 19 mil bolt that goes up into the engine mount, lower it down, shuffle across. I only need, like, yay much. And I reckon I can get it. So, got jack number 2 in position. Let's get on the floor, which I hate doing, and undo the other engine mount. All right, big 17 mil bolt removed on that side. That's down on the floor. Had the gearbox supported with the blackjack. Hey, blackjack. And then undone the bolt, and then slowly load it down. Didn't actually move too much until I moved this one, and then everything moved. Now, I do have more room, yes, but I am still being very delicate. So I'm not shifting the engine too far. I've just literally used my lever here and here and just jimmied it across. Already got the idler number 1 out. I'm going to do exactly the same, get the tensioner out, and then do the same to refit. I don't want to move it too much because I don't want to upset the position of it, put things under unnecessary tension, so I'm just being gentle and just dollying it across. Right, after a lot of fun, this is all done, we're all tight. We are there on the little pin, the arrow's just on the pin. I've got it just over the amount because I always set them a little bit tighter. Dial gauge is still at 0, locks are still on, everything's tight. The exhaust pulley is done to 120. I couldn't find a torque setting for these, so I went FT and then marked them. Belt tight, C cord, as a friend of mine would say, and You can't really see the crank, but that is bang on. I've just left this on there because I'm ready to turn it around in a second. And I leave this on here as well. This is a random thing that I do. So as I'm tightening it up and everything like that, I put a bar on the end to see if it moves. It's lighter than the pulley, what it takes to turn it. So I do that, so that way if I'm tensioning it and it moves somehow, I already know to stop and go back to it. It's happened like once or twice in my life, but still, I always like to have it there just in case. Saves tightening it all up and then going to check and then getting annoyed. So I'm going to remove my cam locks now, leave dial gauge, turn it around 3 times, make sure that we're all happy. Bish bosh, hopefully we'll get this running today because it has been a while. Alright, so tension is still in the right place. Crank marks are still where they should be. Cam locks are fitting nice, they're not bolted down. And the marks that we've made on the camshafts here as well are all lining up. Belt tension, nice. So, we're there. I'm going to go over and double check everything, just double check the tension of the bolt is nice and tight, take all the cam locks off and start buttoning this up. We're nearly at the terrible time. I've also put the battery on charge because I charged it up a while ago, need to charge it up again. So that's how it's happening. We're nearly there, people. All right, cam carrier caps are on, everything's good. Gonna go and start getting rid of these bloody jacks. I'm gonna start with this engine mount first and work my way around there, how we get with the battery. Battery's still charging, good. So yeah, this gearbox engine mount, then covers another engine mount. Engine mount 1 in, I can relieve jack, and then move on to that side. Yes, I am laying on the floor. All right, put a little bit of silicone on the gasket. That's all down, they're torqued down. Please be careful when doing these because you can crack the corners, and no one wants a cracked rocker cover gasket, especially when it looks, when it looks like that, with dirty fingerprints on it, which I'll clean up after. Still got to put the 10 mils, connect that, connect to the core packs. I'm going to get it to a point of where I can start it with the cam belt cover off because I do desperately want to see if everything's working as it should. So now, core pack time. All right guys, so I've got the tripod out for this one because I want people to actually see this. We're going to first start it. So I've put the lower crank pulley on already. I don't know if you can hear me from back there, but the crank pulley on. I haven't put a lot of the guards on or anything like that. The alarm's going to go off. Hold on, let me get the key. Yeah, haven't put anything on that we should do. The auxiliary belt's still off it. Yeah, the lower crank pulley guards off it. So let's go for that first start. Not nervous at all. Ignition on, and oh, she lives again. Oh, she lives again. Right, she's alive. I held down my my excitement there, but yeah, boy. Okay, composed. Now, we are going to get back to rebuilding this bad boy. I'm very, very happy. Alright, lower crank pulleys on, lower idlers on, auxiliary belt on. Tension correctly, just got to mount up oil cooler, and we are nearly there. But because I've mounted that, I'll fit the oil cooler and then start it up, make sure nothing's touching. Guard is back on, everything is all good. So, oil cooler time, and we're nearly ready for a road test, I think. Well, it's going well. It's going really well. Well. Guard's on, everything's on, and we have no lights on the dash, besides the lights that are on for the dash. Just got to put the last trim there and under tray on, and then it's off to have the bonnet resprayed, because I can't remember why, but he wanted the bonnet resprayed, so that's next on its horizon, but I don't think we'll have a finished video for that. I'm going to get this wrapped up, because I really want to get this done soon as. Right, that's this 20 valve turbo done, waiting for customers to come and collect it, so this one is done. And of course, the obligatory like and subscribe to the channel. We do really appreciate it. So stay tuned for the next one. We've got James's Fiat Coupe on the ramp next. So double Fiat Coupe 20 valve turbos. Lucky me.